I was standing in the kitchen when his text hit my phone. 3 blunt words. No greeting. No human warmth. Property taxes due. Nothing else. No, how are you? No acknowledgement of the months I'd gone silent. No interest in why. Just the demand. My hand tightened around the edge of the counter. I swear I heard the tile crack under my grip. The room felt suddenly smaller, like the air had been replaced with static. My father's name on the screen, the timing, the expectation. It all triggered the same cold, metallic taste I felt the day I found the paperwork. The day the truth unraveled. And as I stared at that message, feeling the old heat crawl up my spine, one thought pulsed steady and calm. He really still thinks I'll save him. I answered him with the same stillness I'd perfected over the last few weeks. I no longer contribute to that property. Speak with your beneficiary. I hit send. And just like that, the fuse I'd been winding finally touched the flame. There was a time when my father could do no wrong in my eyes. Childhood has a way of editing people into softer shapes. I believed the stories he told me. The ones where he worked himself half to death for us, where he claimed he treated my sister and me equally, where he said he trusted me, valued me. Funny how trust feels like a gift until you realize it was actually leverage. Growing up, my sister, Marla, floated through life like gravity was optional. Every mistake she made was dismissed as eccentricity. Every responsibility she dodged was excused with a sigh and a pat on the head. She was the sun. The rest of us were expected to orbit. I didn't mind. Not at first. I built my life quietly, career, savings, my own stability. I thought that was enough. I thought he saw me, until the betrayal showed itself. Nothing dramatic gave it away. No confession. No heated argument. Just a misdelivered envelope meant for my sister that arrived in my mailbox instead. A thick stack of legal papers. Her name on every page. My father's signature bold, confident, at the bottom. A trust fund. Generous.
Permanent.
Untouchable. Only her. I flipped through the pages slowly, like the truth might disappear if I looked too fast. But the details smirked back at me, line after line. My contributions over the years to the family's emergency fund. The vacation house I'd helped renovate and maintain. The bills I'd quietly paid when my father fell behind. All the while, he'd been funneling his real loyalty into one place. Not a dime for me, not even a mention. When I confronted him, calmly, he shrugged and said, "You don't need it. You're responsible." She needs help. Responsible. That word hit harder than any slap. In his mind, responsibility meant that I was a resource. Convenience. A backup plan. Something in me shifted then. Not anger. Not panic. Precision. I didn't argue. Didn't scream. I simply nodded, walked out, and let the distance form like ice spreading over a lake. Silence is a weapon people underestimate. I reviewed every bill, every auto payment, every subscription tied to their house. The house they used like a vacation toy, the house I'd been pressured into supporting, until Dad gets back on his feet. I canceled my payments, one by one, unannounced. Electric upkeep, gone. Seasonal repairs, gone. Insurance supplemental fund, gone. My half of the property tax, gone. I didn't tell him. I let time deliver the message for me. Meanwhile, I reviewed my own accounts, redirected every dollar back into my life, my future. I wasn't being petty. I was taking back territory that was always mine. Weeks passed. He didn't notice. Not until today. When his message came demanding money, I knew the moment had arrived. I crafted my reply like a blade. I no longer contribute to that property. Speak with your beneficiary. I knew exactly what that line would do to him. My father hates ambiguity. He hates responsibility more. He hates being reminded of decisions he made in secret, decisions that finally corner him. It took less than a minute for my phone to start vibrating repeatedly. First call, second call, third. I ignored all 3. Then the texts. What do you mean? This isn't the time to play games. I need the money today. And finally, the one that revealed everything. Your sister doesn't have anything saved. There it was. The truth he always tried to hide. Marla was the chosen one, yes, but also the dependent one. The liability. The anchor he tied to himself willingly. The silence on my end was not an accident. It was strategy. He showed up at my doorstep that evening, face flushed with entitlement masquerading as concern. "You can't just abandon us," he said. I let him talk himself dry, about responsibility, about family, about how he didn't mean for the trust fund to hurt me. When he finally stopped, I spoke with the quiet he feared most. "I didn't abandon you. I stepped out of a role I was never meant to play." He blinked. I continued, "You gave her the safety net. Not me. You made your choice. Now live with it." His mouth opened, then closed. A fish gasping on land. I leaned in just enough for him to feel the shift of power. "You wanted her to have everything. So now she does, including the burden." I watched the moment the reality settled in his eyes. Not anger, not shock, but recognition. He knew he'd built the trap himself. All I'd done was step aside and let gravity work. For once, he had to stand on his own decisions. For once, Marla had to pay her own way. For once, I wasn't the safety net. He left without another word. The house felt bigger after the door closed, as if my silence had finally pushed out every expectation, every obligation, every invisible weight I'd carried. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt free. People call it revenge. I call it balance. And for the first time in my life, I'm finally living on the side of the scale that isn't sinking.